Gingerale and Tonic.
I was gonna say, I vividly remember you owning a record player. Is that correct?
We do still have it. Jonathan fucking took it. That guy.
Jeez.
But
Gonna have to have words with him. He gets married and he thinks he can do what he wants.
I know, ridiculous. But we had like a 1970s, like pretty old school record player. Like it was a cool setup.
Yeah.
Lots of like Beatles records and stuff. I remember playing on the mini hoop and listening to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Like that. Those were good times, man.
Oh, bro. Honestly, it probably, in hindsight, wasn't the best idea to play mini hoop in the basement with the 1970s record player.
Oh, man, that thing got hit so many times. But it was built in the 70s. It was built to last.
Facts.
It was good to go.
But I was going to say, Michael, I could vividly see you enjoying the crap out of soul music or jazz music because I feel like I had a sleepover on my birthday in 8th grade and Michael ordered a ginger ale and tonic water. And the lady looked up at him and was like, huh? Are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I want a ginger ale and tonic water. You know, this is an old man. I swear. Oh,
okay,
bro.
Can I give my explanation?
Go ahead.
So a ginger ale and tonic is like a gin and tonic for a child. You know,
right?
I'm trying to be cool.
No.
My brother had been drinking those lately. He was calling himself mature, you know, stopped drinking like Red Bull and whiskey, and now he's up to the gin and tonic. So I was trying to keep up with him.
Oh man, that was so funny. It was awful.
Yeah.
Ginger ale is really good. Tonic water literally just ruined it. That was awful.
Disgusting. And there's more sugar in tonic water than there is like in regular soda because it's so fucking disgusting. That's how bad it tastes with a whole bunch of sugar. It still tastes that bad.
Fair enough.
God, I hate it. I'm over the gin and tonic thing.
No. See, now Michael's mature. He's past the gin and tonic. He's moved on to other things.
Onto the IPAs.
No, bro, you drink Caesars. Don't lie to me. Tomato juice.
I had my first Caesar on the golf course this year.
Of course you did.
It was really good.
I bet it was.
They're good. They're good, man.
Honestly, I gotta try it. I can't talk smack until I try it because my mom likes them too.
Well, and not many alcoholic beverages are salty, right?
Fair.
Everyone is sweet, so it's a totally different thing. It's good.
Whiplash. Trigger warning. This story is out of pocket.
Yeah, we were striving and thriving in our ignorance. Harry Potter was the guy. And you really liked Indiana Jones. Holy.
I'm going to Summit for Halloween, man. I love Indy.
That's entertaining, but Michael's costume is awesome, bro. He's got this whip. It's crazy. It's actually a whip. It's a weapon.
I went to Lamley's and bought a certified bullwhip to be Indiana Jones. It's fucking awesome.
It is awesome.
I was not allowed into one club with it though, because I guess it's technically a weapon.
Exactly.
And I'm looking at him like, man, I'm pretty drunk right now. Like, I'm not gonna use a whip. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's cap. Michael would use a whip. They made a good decision, especially if you were drinking. Come on. Now you're just
I have used the whip. I take whip safety very seriously.
Fair.
You gotta give me 10 feet, stand back.
Bro, if you're operating such a dangerous weapon, you gotta be doing it safely. You can't be operating it.
Yeah, and like a whip can do some damage. People don't understand.
You don't gotta tell me twice, bro.
That hurts.
Actually, you do have to tell me twice. I've never been whipped.
Come on.
Okay.
Michael squared.
Mm-hmm. You know who... you know who you should talk to? Go hear about how he was as a coworker. See if Michael met Wes's dad at SAIT. Because that would have been crazy. Right?
Have you not heard that story about them?
No, I don't think so.
No, so they had lunch together every day for like 5 years. Before Michael met Wes's mom, Rochelle, and before my dad had met my mom.
So they were just bros?
They were bros.
That's
with
wild.
The same name.
That's wild.
And Wes's dad was supposed to come to the funeral,
Yeah.
but his grandma had died that same week, so he had to go to hers instead. So they were
Wow.
friends.
That's
They
crazy.
were close friends. Yeah.
That is crazy.
So what are the odds? I totally forgot about that.
Dude, small
that,
world.
That is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Like 20 years before me and Wes would have met.
Yeah.
They were having lunch together.
That's crazy. The world, man. That's a little spooky because
That is bonkers.
it's crazy that we all ended up in French immersion, and I'm not including myself in this because you and Wes ended up in the same French immersion school because Wes was at Highwood. And if Highwood
Yeah.
had never changed the program, he would have never came to King George. We would have met him eventually, probably.
Well, he would have gone to Branton, I think, if he went to Highwood.
Oh,
right?
you're right. So we would have met him in high school, and so
But I would have lived in Regina.
exactly. That's crazy.
So,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Oh,
So I guess shut up the Mandarin program. 'Cause
Facts.
that's why the French immersion kids moved
facts.
to King George, because the Mandarin program took over Highwood, right?
The soccer game. This one's also out of pocket.
To be honest, the Mandarin program coming to King George was awesome, but I was thinking about this the other day. It was so out of pocket. We would be screaming in the last 10 minutes of class at the top of our lungs, French people versus Chinese kids, soccer game. And then we would just go, and everybody is like, it was chaos. King George was chaos.
It was, man, that was horrible. And we didn't call it French immersion versus
No.
the Mandarin immersion. We called it Caucasian versus Asian soccer.
That's crazy.
Like, we divided ourselves based on race and then attacked. Like, it is totally fucked thinking about it now. That's some Lord of the Flies type shit.
But those soccer games were absolutely wild.
Oh, man, there was some passion behind those games. We
Facts,
weren't just
facts.
fighting for ourselves. We were fighting for our culture, our heritage.
Exactly.
God. So messed up. So bad.
The Boomerang incident. If you don't like blood, move on.
And we used to get so cheesed when things got banned. And it's like, why? Like, they told us we weren't allowed to throw snowballs. And it's like, why? And then literally a couple of days later, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Tia, because Sarah was the one who got hit with the boomerang. I think Tia got hit in the face with the snowball, and it had a chip with a rock in it, and she started bleeding. And then they brought us in for an assembly, and it's like, we told you can't throw snowballs, and we just didn't
my
listen,
God.
man. Oh,
I love how you just casually glided over the Sarah getting hit with a boomerang comment.
yeah,
Like,
you're right. That was kind of crazy. So we were at recess in elementary school, and this was in grade 5 or grade 6 because Nassim had just come to the school, and there was this orange plastic boomerang, and it was so thin at the tip, and it had cracked. So like the tip where the boomerang like makes its L shape was so sharp, and Nassim just chucked it, and it flies, and all of us, you just see our eyes. It goes up. It goes up, and it starts coming down. And Sarah's just walking inside. At this time, Sarah was probably 4'1", because we were in grade
very
5
small.
or 6, and Sarah is just a short human being. So she was probably 4'1", blonde girl, comes down, hits her on the head, and she didn't crumple. So everybody's like, oh. And then she puts her hands on her head, and then she looks at her hands, and her eyes get huge. And she turns around and she shows us her hands, and they're covered in blood.
like red.
Like
covered
in blood. It was the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And then she had to go from what I was heard, she went into the principal's office and got her head glued. And that was it. Obviously, she probably went to the hospital. But from what we heard in class, purple glue straight to the head. Sarah's just a trooper.
Yeah. No, like that. The battle scars of elementary.
To knocker.
That was a good one. Remember when you dislocated Tyler Hogan's shoulder?
Were we
Elbow?
playing to knocker?
To knocker.
I
yes.
actually think I do. I think I checked him. we played soccer with the tennis ball, and there was allowed to be 2 goalies, and we called it defense and net. It was wild. And then Tyler Hoagie was, rest in peace, Hoagie. I'm sorry. This is a good story, though. We were playing, and Tyler was riling me up, because Tyler played hockey, so he was very good at goalie, and I was just tall and lanky and slow, and he was making fun of me. So Tyler had the ball, and he was running to the edge, and I vividly remember shoulder checking him, and Tyler didn't even, fall. He just, flipped. His feet, flew over his head, because he was so much smaller than me, man. Oh, yeah, I was just like a bull, and
you were
just
a big
screaming as soon as he hit the ground, so... Yeah, we were the worst. We could go on for hours, man.
I can honestly hear the sound of kids yelling defense and net right now.
Yeah, bro.
That has brought back so many memories.
It was crazy.
That line. Defense and net, defense and net. Oh, that is so good. That was the best. When I think of elementary school, the first thing I think of is Tanaka. Always.
Fair. Fair.
That was the most
That was
fun.
iconic. If we played Squid Game, that would be one of our games, man. Because we made that game up, I swear.
True.
The King George problem.
They banned a bunch of stuff, so by the end of grade 6, we were playing full contact Duck Duck Goose because we had nothing left to do.
Yeah, and no, remember we played that, then they banned that, so we just went out into the far field and made a ring of bodies and had wrestling matches.
No, they were not wrestling matches. We just absolutely
it was a
annihilated
boxing ring,
each other.
UFC
it was
style. Yeah, that's what our principal was though. I'm still mad about that. In her mind, that was better than letting us have some fun, right? Or playing touch football.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? My mom told me this story, and, okay, she was clearly mad, so this could have been changed in translation. But we had been getting in trouble. They're hearing these stories. Evidently, we had been getting in trouble, and my mom had gotten brought into the office. It was the last week of 6th grade. And she sits down with Madame Sampson. And in layman's terms, Madame Sampson basically says, Keaton needs to be separated from his friends in junior high or he's going to be a juvenile delinquent. Oh, bro, my mom blew up at that lady. She blew up at that lady. That's crazy. In my mind, as an educator, how are you going to go and tell somebody that you need to isolate your kid from their friend? Or they're going to go to juvie? Especially, I don't know, man. She may not have known much about me, but, my situation.
That's your job,
right?
Madame Sampson. You're the educator here. You're the one who is supposed to educate us.
Right.
Now, I remember in grade 4 I got suspended, right? Because I ate Bridget's cupcake or some bullshit.
I told this story in my ethics class in philosophy.
Yeah, so you want to talk about ethics? She called in my mom and my cancer-ridden father to the school. At this point, he was getting chemo, once every 2 weeks. His hair was falling out. He'd lost 50 pounds. He was throwing up everything he ate. And she made him come in to tell my parents I was suspended for a day for eating her cupcake. She was truly a horrible person and not understanding at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if Madame Sampson still works at King George.
She does. I checked 6 months ago.
That's
she
wild.
Does.
That's wild.
We started talking about NFTs here. I don't know what that means, so.
Yeah, and I guess you also asked how I feel about the world in general. I have some feelings about that.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like I've started trying to, keep up more with kind of what's going on around me, provincially, what's happening in Saskatchewan, but also just kind of what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, it really does feel like the whole world is on fire all the time. I feel like it's just so stressful to read what's happening. None of it's good. There's like so much division on any possible topic you could have.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, something is shifting. You know, there's something happening in the world. Like Facebook just announced their Meta now. They're not Facebook. Did you hear about that?
No, what are you talking about?
So they changed their name, like the parent company name, to Meta. Like Instagram and Facebook, the app still have the name. It's like Alphabet owning Google, basically. But the reason they've changed their name is because they've just hired 10,000 engineers in Europe to create their metaverse, the Facebook metaverse. Do you know what a metaverse is? It's like a virtual universe, basically. It's like the same way Facebook is kind of its own hub, right? There's a whole bunch of different things going on Facebook or on Instagram.
Right.
It's like a virtual reality version of that.
Huh.
So it's like
that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's like the new wave, right? And so, do you know what NFTs are?
Surface level. Bro, you're just making me look like a dummy.
No, this is just...
Keep going.
I don't know that much about it either. This is just like basic level stuff. But have you noticed that all these celebrities, like on Twitter and stuff, they have those NFT, like, they're almost like these pixelated little avatars? Mm-hmm. Have you seen what I'm talking about?
Send me a picture if you
Steph
could
Curry
find
has
one.
That's
right
a popular
now?
one. Do you want me to pull it up?
Well, I can too. On Instagram, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just look up Steph Curry NFT. I think it's a monkey.
No accounts found.
No, like...
Oh, on Google?
Steph Curry NFT.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, like, I heard DaBaby just bought one for, like, $150,000. Yeah, that's it. It's the blue monkey.
What
so
is
he
it?
spent a lot of money on
$180,000 on that monkey?
Yeah, so he owns the rights to that monkey. So now no one can be that monkey, essentially. So right now it doesn't have a lot of...
What do you mean, be that monkey? Who is that?
Right now it doesn't have a lot of value, right? It's just a picture. All the value is in, like, the demand for it, right? But the idea with this metaverse is that NFT will be, like, his character in that world. And so now, like, right now in New York, they're having these private NFT parties that you can only get into if you own the rights to a specific NFT, like that monkey avatar.
Huh.
So it's a way of, like... And again, like, it's way more complicated than I understand, but it's like an investment into your, like, new level of social media profile.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's all, like, this, like, cryptocurrency. There's all this, like, weird, like, I don't want to say fake money, right? But this, no, it's not physical, right?
Mm-hmm. All money is fake money.
Yeah, not really, but I think, like, there's a shift happening, right? Okay. And now is the time to start understanding it, because, like, there will be a point where it's too late and, you know, that the world has kind of moved on.
Okay, but Michael, do you believe that people are going to... Because I was thinking about this on the way to basketball today. You think 30, 40 years from now, like, I'll only be able to buy stuff from my dealership in Bitcoin?
Well, I think it makes sense, right?
I don't believe that.
So for a long time, every country had their own currency. And people in that country bought things from other people in that same country. But now we have, like, global trade, right? Like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it, right? Like, the cost of converting money is actually quite significant.
Right.
So getting it into another currency.
Plus, international shipping is very expensive. So
yeah,
it gets more expensive.
And, you know, the value of one currency fluctuates every day, right? Mm-hmm. So, you spend 10,000 American dollars on this thing today, but maybe tomorrow it's worth 10,000, like 250. So Bitcoin, or any cryptocurrency, I guess, makes an even playing field, essentially. You know, you're all using the same thing, so it makes it less complicated, basically. You know, there's less moving parts, and you know, there's obviously not a lot of regulation with it.
Right.
You know, like in Canada, we have the Bank of Canada that regulates like our interest rates and borrowing and all that, but there's no like governing body. Oh, and the government of Canada, or the Bank of Canada, is backed by Canadian currency, right?
Right.
So Canadian currency isn't just going to like bottom out of nowhere, right? Like that would take a lot of things before that would happen. So it's secure. Whereas Bitcoin, there's no like regulating body like that, I guess.
Right.
And again, I don't understand that much about it. But it makes sense to use it internationally because everyone can have it at the same value without needing to convert it, right? You all just convert to the same thing.
Okay, but the problem is, man, that I came up with, at least in myself, is that you cannot, at least to my knowledge, extract Bitcoin, right? It would literally have to be Bitcoin transfer for object in hand or object in mail, right? There's no debit Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah, like, I don't think necessarily you and I would be using Bitcoin to, like, buy a soda at 7-Eleven. But I think with big purchases,
like cars and stuff.
Yeah, working like country to country internationally, it has a lot of value. And then, you know, have you heard about El Salvador? Their government?
No.
They've bought like 1,300 Bitcoin in the last little bit, and they've made it like an accepted currency nationally. And so they're the first country to do that. But their currency historically has been pretty fucked. Like, they've had some bad stuff happen. So Bitcoin for them is more stable and I guess more safe than their own currency. Whereas for us, our currency is a lot more stable than Bitcoin. So it wouldn't make as much sense.
How did we even start talking about this, man?
That was all me, bro.
I
went
crazy.
Right into that. So yeah, anyway, like, and I guess I'm just feeling kind of stupid these days. Like, I don't understand this stuff.
Well,
Michael, I don't get it.
You explained some of it to me, and what you explained to me, I understood none of it. So you're doing better than I am, bro.
Bro, and that's like months of trying to understand it. I'm only here.
That's crazy. Steph Curry NFT.
Yeah. So it's, anyway, like, I just feel like there's a big shift happening right now. So yeah, I don't want to come off sounding like a conspiracy theorist here.
No, but I asked you if you think there is anything dreading, and I said, like, in your life in general, but in the world too is very important, because, like, I didn't know any of that. If that does come to light, Michael, you gotta put a copyright on this episode. You know, I predicted the future. Somebody paid me in Bitcoin.
Yeah, just you watch.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm on my Michael³ shit right now.
Who is that?
He famously shorted the housing market in 2008.
See, man, like, you said that to Wes, he would have understood. I'm an idiot. I didn't pass a single math test in standardized testing.
Have you seen The Big Short?
The movie? Yeah, a long time ago, though.
Yeah, so that's Steve Carell's character is Michael³.
Okay. Good joke.
Oh, sorry, not Steve Carell.
Brad?
Not Michael Keaton. Fuck, what's that actor's name? He played Batman.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta look it up.
Are you talking about the Dark Knight Batman? What the hell
are you? I'm Batman.
This is driving. Michael Keaton. No, I already said that. Not Michael Keaton.
Look up the Dark Knight.
Christian Bale.
There we go.
God, I'm frustrated about that. I really wanted to get that.